Hello, my beautiful Scorpio, and welcome to Brush with Magic Tarot. My name is Jessica, and I will be doing a general reading for the sign of Scorpio. Now, this is a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate for you, then go ahead and just leave it behind for someone else, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dive into a general theme or energy for the reading for today. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an oracle card so that way we can jump right into that. All right, so let's see. What is our theme today for our Scorpio friends? Let's see here. All right. Endings are always the start of new beginnings. Move forward with courage. That is a great message. So you got new things coming, Scorpio? Have any new career opportunities? Maybe a new shift in a relationship or business opportunity, maybe? All right, so this is going to be a reading that has a lot to do with moving forward, which is great. New beginnings. We love to see new beginnings. All right, so let's go ahead and let us tap in to just the current energy that you have going on right now. Like, what energy have you been coming away from and what are you stepping into? All right, so what is my Scorpio's current energy like? What have they been working on? What's been happening with my Scorpios? Actually, I feel like this is not the right deck for us. Let's switch over to this one. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes I'll start with the deck and then I'll be like, oh, this is the deck for us today. And then, nah, doesn't feel quite right. Yeah, see this one? This feels it. Okay, so what is the current energy and overall just... What's Scorpio dealing with right now? All right, got one. Got any more coming out for us, Spirit? Oh, yep, we do. All right, so let's see what we have here. New beginnings, new opportunities, new hope. Yeah, so we have the Three of Swords, the Star, 10 of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune, and 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so with our, let's see if there's any more that wants to come out. Anything else for Scorpio's current energy? Okay, so it definitely feels like there has been a lot of inward work, all right? Definitely feels like it's not just about what is happening around you, but definitely the energy around you has kind of been affecting what's going on internally. So we have the Three of Swords here, which is definitely about heartbreak. We have all the swords in here, it's stabbed into this heart, and very much about heartbreak, very much about betrayal, and just the ending of something, but it was a very painful ending. Like, it wasn't something that was just given gracefully, right? And it definitely feels like a lot of your hopes, your dreams were kind of shattered with this card. So this is a Star in reverse. So here's our Star card, and it's in reverse. And there's lots of Star card is one of the luckiest cards of the deck and definitely represents a lot of hope, lots of good things. And just because it's in reverse doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but it definitely feels like you went inward with your hopes and dreams, that you had maybe some big goals, and then something happening here has affected this, and even like with your hopes and dreams, 10 of Cups, lots of success, especially around family and everything, and that seems to also have been affected recently. But we definitely have this energy of this heartbreak has definitely shifted things. Like, it completely just and potentially even destroyed your plans, everything that you had kind of set in motion. And it was like a big betrayal. And this could be a romantic relationship, or this could be like a relationship with family members, or even just in your career, that you had something happened, Scorpio, with you where you were on track, things were pushing forward, and then all of a sudden something has popped up, whether this is a betrayal that happened in the past and maybe this person is trying to work their way back into your life, or this is a fresh betrayal and it's really just pulled the rug out from underneath you, and you're feeling very unsure now about this hope, dreams, and the goals that you had set in place to bring about this security, right? And not just security for yourself, but security for a family unit, security for your future, right? But currently it seems as if that you're pulling yourself out of this, or you're starting to recognize that, you know, the things that are meant for you are meant for you. And in a strange way, I think you also know that this had to happen to push you in the direction that you want to go, because we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is kind of this energy of almost like you're bringing in abundance, but you're also kind of afraid to let it go almost, right? And so, with these two cards together, it definitely feels like there is this energy of, you know, karmatically that this is meant for you. Whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're pushing forward is kind of meant for you, but you're pursuing this now a little bit more on shaky ground. It hasn't completely dashed all your hopes and dreams, but it definitely feels like there is this feeling of loss of faith in people. You're not sure who to trust, right? Now, whether this is a romantic relationship or this is something as far as like a career, because we have a pretty even spread as far as, like, we have our swords, we have our cups, and we have our pentacles. So we have the intellectual, the emotional, and the physical. But we definitely have two major arcana cards, our Star and our Wheel of Fortune. So these are bigger energies. So it's almost as if you can't deny yourself, like you can't stop yourself from getting back out there, essentially. But there is this kind of this hesitation to maybe share your true self, or even share your ambitions, or to even share the best parts of yourself. Like, that's been kind of tainted in a way, right? So let's look at what is incoming for you at this time. Let's see what energy we have. Oh, no, maybe. That is incoming. What is incoming for my Scorpios? What is our incoming energy? So this is stuff that's headed your way, the things that are meant for you. What is incoming for our Scorpios? Oh, see, that one wants to flip out. Okay, so, all right, we have the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Eight of Cups. So you have this understanding now. I feel like at first, whatever this was, whenever it happened, it was very hurtful. You were very much being like stabbed in the back, or like it hit a wound, right? It hit a almost like an inner child wound, I want to say. But in this case, there is this feeling of this person walking away. They're choosing to step away, even with all these cups standing. So it's almost as if you've gotten to this point of acceptance, that you understand that things had to happen so that way you could see the things that you actually didn't want in your life, or want in this scenario, the situation. Maybe it was a business opportunity and you realized that this isn't how you wanted to conduct the business. Maybe the person you were doing business with wasn't the person that they said that they were. Maybe this relationship wasn't, there's lots of things that were showing up that you were just like, yeah, these cups just aren't worth fighting for. It's just not what I want, and it's not what I need. And so you're choosing to walk away from this, even though all these cups are standing, and you're not staying behind to knock the cups over. You're very much in this mindset of, I'm moving on to bigger and better things, and I know that there are bigger and better things out there, and especially paired with this Ace of Wands here. And Ace of Wands, and Wands in general, are this very passionate card, very creative, very much like you're getting in tune with what really makes you tick, essentially. Like, what is the thing that it feels like it's a calling for you rather than just a job or just a lifestyle or just a relate. Like, there's something that is pulling you there, and there's lots of passion. There's lots of creativity and beautiful new opportunities. So you're walking away from this situation, whatever the situation is, and you're recognizing it too. You're very much willing and you're ready, and you know that this is what's in head. Like, he's literally walking towards this beautiful Ace of Wands here, and he's looking for these new opportunities, right? And that by doing so, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And again, reversal cards, as I read them, very much things that are happening inwardly. And the Queen of Swords, and it doesn't matter that it's a queen. Okay, this could even represent you or someone that you might know. But the Queen of Swords is a very intellectual queen, right? She is one of the most masculine, feminine energies of the deck. So if there's this kind of feminine energy that resonates with you, then it probably is either you or somebody that you know, but very intellectual, very factual, and is going to proceed in this way of knowing. Here, I'm taking all the facts, I'm taking these facts and I'm applying them in the most ethical and reasonable way in order to achieve what it is that I want to achieve, right? That's very much, and a lot of people can confuse that for coldness or for bluntness or for these things that aren't, aren't considered like warm and fuzzy, right? But because it's in reverse, I feel like this is about you understanding and knowing yourself, being honest with yourself, being understanding of yourself, giving yourself compassion, and really taking in this concept of, I know where I've been and I know where I want to go. I know that there is a lot of this emotional weight, in this beginning, you have cups, you have the stars, but you have water here, lots of emotions involved, and you recognize that. You're like, I needed to feel this, I needed to understand this so I could be where I am, and taking this knowledge and understanding yourself better, and then maybe even in order to apply this uprightly, apply it in a way of, looking at the things in a factual way is what's going to help heal and improve the situation. Because a lot of times when we're in a bad situation, especially when it comes to relationships with people, again, it doesn't have to be romantic, it can even be platonic, or even like in family relationships, we continuously second guess ourselves because, we look back on it and we're like, well, was I a little too harsh? Or were they really that mean? Or maybe they were just trying to be funny. Like, maybe they didn't really mean to hurt me. But when we approach this, right, with this regal intellect of you are sure in yourself, you're sure in your knowledge, and you're sure of the things that are going on around you, then you can approach it in a way where you don't second guess yourself because you have that knowledge. You're sure-footed in your own self, your own memories, your own experiences, right? And so when you begin to second guess, and especially I feel like this happens a lot when we are talking about keeping relationships in our lives that don't serve us, we always justify the behavior, or sometimes we hurt ourselves in order to be in these relationships. And it's like, well, but it's because it's supposed to be this way, or this person sacrificed so much, the least I can do is, X, Y, Z. When a lot of the times it's just a form of emotional manipulation. So we have to take this emotion and approach it a little bit more factually. So that way we can really look at the situation in an intellectual, factual way, but not doing it in a way where we're denying our own emotions and validating those emotions, because we're not trying to what's the word? Basically not validating, but we're not trying to be disingenuous to those feelings. We're trying to understand that those feelings exist and be like, yes, this did hurt me, but beyond this hurt, this had to happen in order for things to be put into place, essentially, right? So we're not unvalidating our feelings by validating the things that happened, right? But we can still two things can be true at the same time. We can still validate the emotions that happen. We can validate those experiences, walk away from the things that no longer serve us, the hate, what's the word? The closure, right? Because a lot of times we seek out closure in these relationships, and you want the person to tell us. We want the person to tell us that they hurt us, right? We're like, hey, you hurt my feelings. I want you to own up to it, and I want you to tell me that you hurt me. And a lot of times we are holding ourselves hostage until that person does that, when that person has no desire to do that in the first place, because they're the ones that hurt us in the first place, right? They're the ones that stabbed you in the heart, right? And we're waiting for them to come in and to tell us, yes, I did hurt you and I'm sorry, or yeah, I hurt you, what about it, kind of a thing. But we're waiting for that as a way of allowing ourselves to have this closure that isn't necessary, because still we're giving our power away to those people. Why would a person that has hurt you ever want to admit that and then give you the peace and closure that you need? And why, in your healing process of walking away and knowing and needing to walk away, why would you give them that power? Because you're the one with the power. You're the one walking away. So you know the things that no longer serve you, right? And it's okay to seek for closure in different ways. And there's so many resources where we can learn about, in a more intellectual way, we can tackle what our experiences are in an intellectual way to better understand our emotions as well. So it's not a bad thing to see this. But as far as like overall incoming energy, it's a very beautiful energy of healing and new passionate opportunities and ways of finding yourself again and having this beautiful opportunity for creativity and passion, and to know what's good for you and understanding that, right? Like, okay, what passions serve me? Are these my own, or are these things that I've picked up over time because it was necessary in the moment? Like, what things are supposed to now be abandoned or, even essentially tweaked, right? It's like when you have a new baby, right? All of a sudden, all the things that you used to be able to do, you can no longer do, right? Like, you used to be able to sleep through the night, and then you have a new baby and you're like, well, I can't sleep through the night anymore because I need to get up and take care of baby. It's kind of like that energy of like, we're learning about the things that are serving us, so that way we can better be in tune with ourselves to understand what passions, opportunity, and what we're inspired to create, right? Because you cannot create when there is a lack, right? You need to have yourself full, because creativity takes energy. You're giving yourself, you're creating something new, and you're taking a piece of yourself and you're putting it out there in a creative way. And so you can't do that if you've depleted yourself to, negative, right? So learning about that, learning about yourself, and using the resources available to you to be able to do those things, right? Okay, so let's look at what your advice is. Okay, so what do my Scorpios need to push themselves forward? What do they need to make it to this? Like, what advice do we have? Because we're ready to level up. We are ready to allow the Wheel of Fortune to come in. We have this energy of wanting to hold on things and have a little bit of hesitancy, but we also just want to trust again. We want to be carefree and trust, but also learn. So what advice do we have for our Scorpios? Any more? Oh, no? Okay. Quite a few. So let's take a look. All right. So, we have the Three of Pentacles. In reverse, we have, the Empress. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Seven of Cups. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. All right, overall, fantastic energy here and beautiful advice. All right, so you've come through this. You've come through this place of hurt, of betrayal. You're second guessing yourself, but deep down inside the Wheel of Fortune, this whatever it is that you're pursuing is meant for you. Whatever it is, whether it's a family, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, it is meant for you. It is written in the stars. But along the way, some apprehension has come up. We begin to doubt ourselves. Maybe we're starting to doubt your own intellection, but you have this beautiful incoming energy of beginning to understand the things you need to walk away from to make room for new opportunities and approach things in kind of an intellectual manner, like almost a problem solving. So the advice for all of this is, right? We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Now I said Three of Pentacles is usually about going inward and everything. So Three of Pentacles is about having almost like this teamwork mentality. There's these three people here all kind of working together, and it's like an apprentice and a master. So find those people that are well in tune with growth, okay? With growth and understanding, and seek out advice from them, whether it's reading books, whether it's watching videos, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter if it's like, it's not just about emotional like intellect, but like the intellect of your passions, right? Because we have this Ace of Wands. This is all about the things that just make make our clock tick, right? This is that passion, creativity, and a lot of self-discovery in the Wands as well. So find those people you look up to, right? And if you can even find a mentor with whatever you're doing, absolutely. But really look for those interests and really listen to what your intuition is trying to tell you. And if your intuition isn't very strong, things like this, listening to tarot readings and listening for the messages that are meant for you are a great way to really tap into that intuition. And not just watching my videos. You can go watch so many other people's videos. There's so many tarot readers out there. But the whole point is to tap into that intuition, because the messages that are here are already known to you. You know, it's in that subconscious. It's just, my job is just to pull it out. This message is already in there for you. So listen to your instinct. Listen to the things that are driving you. If you're thinking, well, I once thought about potentially, starting an art class or writing a book or doing pottery. It doesn't have to become a career or anything, but find the people that are going to lift you up, that are going to make you excited for life, and surround yourself with those people and learn from them, see how they do things, and see, like, it's like a science experiment, seeing what works and what doesn't. And it's okay, right? Not everything you pursue in life has to become this big grand thing. It's all just about discovering yourself, especially if what you're coming out of is a relationship and you've kind of lost yourself in that relationship. This is a great way. Try things out, look for people you admire, look for mentors, read books, just really try to consume this energy in a way, because Pentacles are all about abundance and material abundance specifically, right? But it also can be the things that we find abundant in our life. What are the relationships we find abundant? All right, you want to learn about relationships? Go read all the books you can about relationships and really tune into what you want, what you don't want, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. If it's cycling, go do a cycle challenge. If it's hiking, go for a hike challenge, so really just tap into those things. And this is going to really bring about this energy of care, right? Because the Empress is a very caring card, very feminine, right? This energy of just, like, I get this feeling of like a guardian angel looking after you and taking care of you. Like, it's almost like you don't see the ways that people are looking out for you, but they're there, right? But also this mother kind of energy, this nurturing energy, right? And this is a very strong energy. And it can even be this energy of you feeling the need to care for yourself, going to bed on time, or, going for more walks outside, maybe doing breathing, maybe getting started in yoga, maybe, the things that feed your soul, right? And with these two cards together, it's like, as you discover these things that your intuition is driving you to, you'll find that there's this nurturing and care that comes from it. It's the stuff that refills that cup. So that way you have the excess for creativity and passion, because when we're depleted, we don't have energy for that kind of stuff. We're tired, we're depleted, there's so many opportunities. And that's exactly what the Seven of Cups is. Look at all these cups, look at all these opportunities. And yes, they can be overwhelming at times. And sometimes this card can very much warn, I'm going to say, about having too many options that you don't know what direction to go. However, as far as advice, and with these kind of cards, like, all together, it's definitely this energy of rediscovering yourself. Not so much, there's choices out there and you need to make a ton of choices, which I'm sure if there are a ton of choices, you know, be intellectual as you make these choices, you know, really tap into that sword energy, because the sword energy is here. You know, we have our Queen of Swords in reverse. So if there are choices to be made, kind of take that with you. But this is more so about a discovery, right? Trying to think of new ways of problem solving, of seeing your situation, discovering those passions, connecting with people and mentors in your community and the things around you, reading books, and just opening up the world to you. And you're going to come to this place of the Ten of Pentacles, which is all about wealth. It's all about abundance to the degree that your future generations will prosper because of it, right? This isn't just about you. This is about the people around you. Even if you don't, and this isn't even necessarily like the generations as far as like your children, because, you know, some people don't have kids, but more about the way that it will benefit the generations to come, the way it will benefit the people around you, the generations around you. So to say that when it comes to this advice and to have this, yes, if this is a career opportunity, this is a great sign that this is headed in a good direction, very good direction. But if it's not about a career opportunity and everything, this is very much about, as we open ourselves up to possibilities, as we open ourselves up to the choices in life, right? Sometimes we get so worried about the how when we set a goal. Like, we see ourselves in a place and we're like, well, how am I going to get there? And there's some things you can control, but more often than not, we really have no idea how we're going to end up in the places that we're going to end up. And I'm sure this has already happened to you in some cases in your life already, where you're just like, wow, looking back, I can't believe, like, had I not done this one thing, I wouldn't be where I am today, right? And so don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the, oh, well, if I make this choice, will this happen or will this happen? Don't worry about that. Just be open to the possibilities and let go of that feeling that you need to control, because universe, God, you know, the higher self, all the things, right? It's already got you. Okay? It'll get you there. You just have to be open to the possibilities without worrying about the how, and really nurturing that and understanding that and opening yourself up, right? Because a lot of times we get so worried about things. We get so caught up in you know, what we think we know, right? I had somebody talk to me about, you know, because we were just discussing what I do and how I read tarot, and he was an older gentleman, and he very much a very intellectual person, and talking about how, as far as tarot is concerned, he doesn't know how he could ever get into that, right? Which I completely understand. But very much in this position of, well, I can never see myself getting into this because of what I think I know about this. And so there was a very limited thought process there. But then I told him, he's like, well, for me, it's a very different thing. I'm a very visual person, right? And I like to see things visually. So tarot does that for me. Tarot allows me to tap into my subconscious mind, get past my conscious mind, my active mind, and it allows me to quiet the things around me and guide me to the things that I'm meant to hear. That's already there. And all of us have this ability. That's what your intuition is, right? And I explained it to him that way, and then all of a sudden he was open to it. He was like, oh, that's a very interesting way of looking at it. I was like, yes, because that's what, you know, it's like, you know, when the psychiatrists do ink block tests, it's a very similar concept of how we're tapping in to what our inner voice is already trying to tell us, right? So that being said, just be open to the opportunities. Don't worry about the how, and you will find yourself here. Okay. And as you strengthen your intuition, I would say, and especially with the Empress being here. Okay. So we have the Empress. Now, usually the High Priestess will talk specifically about intuition. But the Empress is this very mother energy, right? And it's like this energy of this mom trying to give you good advice, right? And she's like, just trust yourself, baby. You'll find yourself there. You know, just trust yourself. It's like, you know, it's like when you would go to your mom for a problem or something, and it should be like, you know, just don't, you know, don't worry about the details. You know, God is going to take care of it. Or don't worry about the details. The universe will make up the difference. You know, different things like that. And you do have this. You have this Wheel of Fortune here, and that's what's beautiful about this card in particular, is because it's almost like you don't have to worry about how things are going to fall into place. All you have to know is that it's meant to be, and it will fall into place. And then just trusting that gut, trusting that mother's instinct, right? And embodying that. And because, you know, so many mothers out there. And again, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a mother. It doesn't have to be an energy like that, just because it's just a feminine energy, right? We all have masculine and feminine energy. But having that motherly feminine energy within us, it all exists within us, right? So we're able to really tap into that and understand what's best for us. And only you can know what's best for us. But if you're unsure, that's where this discovery comes for. Yeah. So allow yourself to be open to the discovery, to the journey, to the things, and just tell yourself, I don't need to know the how. I just know that it's going to happen. And I'm just going to open myself up. All right. So beautiful, beautiful energy today, Scorpio. You are headed to wonderful things. And honestly, what it really comes down to is you need to trust your gut. Trust yourself. Trust that the ending is bringing the new beginnings, right? All right, so I feel inspired to go ahead and pull an oracle card. Now, I'm going to pull from this deck that doesn't have meanings. It has meanings, but it's not just like a statement. It's actually in the form of poems. And I really like this because it allows you to kind of tap into the messaging in your own way because of the abstractness of poems. So I'm going to draw one of these for you, and then we will see. All right, so joy. Look at this. All right. So usually these oracle cards do a great job in like filling any of the gaps that might have been left in the tarot reading, and allows you to kind of have some extra insight into how to proceed with your incoming energy. So here's joy. A cloud floats in the bright sky. It shape shifts in the light breeze. It dances cheerfully with itself. It disappears. Laugh, bright spirit. It is so beautiful. Where the rain goes, a rainbow eventually follows. Celebrate lustful singing in the revere of an idle day. Delight is there to connect us without one worry more. Open the radiant gift that has arrived. I actually think that this ties in so well. Don't worry about the how and just enjoy the journey. Just bring in the joy, be goofy, be silly. Life is too short to take too seriously. And I know that can be hard when we're dealing with hard things. But it's usually the bits of joy that we find along the way, our little glimmers that we find, our glimmers and shimmers that we find, that allows us to push through and to still enjoy the journey. So I'm going to grab a card from the Shaman's Oracle deck as well. And we'll get a little more in-depth meaning for any of us that don't really resonate with our poem. Because I do understand that sometimes poetry is not everybody's cup of tea. So let's go ahead and pull a card from our Shaman's Dream. Let's see if one will fall out. Because sometimes this deck is a little finicky, a little prestigious, but sometimes I do get a card that falls out. So let's see if one will fall out. Scorpios. Wailing trees. Reconciliation. Oh my goodness, let's see what that's all about. So this is number 59, so I don't know if 59 means anything to you. Numerology there's so much meaning in numerology as well. All right, wailing trees. Grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses, reconciliation. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye with what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your losses, and mourning what was and what could be. Remember, we're going to validate our emotions that happen, right? This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walked away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back in at some point. So do it all now. Look at it all squarely and honestly, and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or. It's both and this and that. So, as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion in your journey. The feeling that will bring to the surface will be challenging for you. Yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough and you will be more enriched by the experience. I could not have planned that message any better. We have endings are always a start for new beginnings. Move forward with courage, right? With this, and then our Eight of Cups, and validating our feelings. The funny thing about emotions is that when we bury them deep, guess what? They stay there. And a lot of times they get bigger and more intense. So listen to the counsel of the wailing tree. Listen to that counsel. It might be hard, but like they said, take it along like a companion, just for a little while. All right, my beautiful Scorpio, thank you so much for being here with me today and allowing for me to do this reading for you. I hope that it has brought you comfort and hope for whatever it is that you are facing. Now, if you like to stick around for any more readings, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I do offer readings, so if you would like to book a reading with me, you're more than welcome to. My website is in the my bio or description. I'm not sure what they call it on YouTube. But thank you so much for letting me do this with you. And just remember, my dear, precious Scorpios, that you are loved and you are worthy.